Well, traders, and welcome to this today's market insights video on FX minus. Well, today we are going to talk about the dollar against the Chinese yuan. Obviously, we've had some headlines to look into from yesterday. We're going to look at TRY and ZAR, and I've picked a very nice minor, the Swiss franc against the yen as well, to analyze for a minute or so before it starts reversing, because it's reaching a very good resistance level, and I will show you what I mean when we get to the charts. Now, what we saw yesterday coming up on the headlines was that the US ordered to shut down the Chinese consulate, and actually they did shut down Chinese consulates in Houston over spying concerns after it charged two Chinese hackers for doing coronavirus research, conducting coronavirus research, but targeting American companies. Now, there's also good news, of course, that escalates the tensions between US and China, tensions that they are they include trade, rival military ambitions, the Hong Kong, and now, of course, efforts to stem the coronavirus pandemic, right? Now, on the other side, there is good news for to increase risk appetite, and those where that the White House now has signed also a deal with Pfizer to deliver vaccinations. They have committed, actually, the US government's Operation Warp Speed, the aim to deliver by January. I'm thinking about 300 million, I think, vaccinations that they were signed. There was another deal back in May with AstraZeneca for 100 million doses as well. So 2 + 1 are 3 billion only on coronavirus trials or vaccinations that they have hope, at least, and they're going to be delivered to the American people free of charge. This is good news. The US also signed a deal, following, of course, the UK. The fiscal package, however, has not yet agreed, and this is what we would be waiting for, headlines, right, for the day, in order to understand where sentiment is heading and will head. Okay, so starting with dollar against the Chinese yuan. As you see, we've had a very good move since the headline came out, all the way up above the 7 psychological hurdle once again, right? Chinese were pushing down. They managed to get below the 7 level a few weeks back. And now, the way we're moving, and as I see it, is that this is a reversal. This is a trend reversal, by the way, right? This level over here. So we've got 1, 2, we've done 3, because we've got a minor move over here as well. Now we're in the midst of wave 4 and wave 5 a bit lower, perhaps at the 50 Fibonacci retracement of the full upside move around 6.93. Okay, now since we moved above the 38.2, it's very likely that we'll move a little bit lower and then correct a bit higher, perhaps to the 50 Fibonacci retracement of waves 2 and 3, and perhaps maybe even closer to the previous low, okay, around 7.367, and then start moving lower to take out wave 1. Then, of course, we'll have 2, 3, 4, and 5, which is the outlook. Of course, it's very bearish over here. But I'm looking at this in the medium term to be a bearish opportunity, okay, as the signals also suggest. But I see more upside because I want to see prices testing the 50 Fibonacci retracement. So A, B, and C, and down, or that's A, B, a C, and we're going to move down. So one or the other. Since we are here, let's go to the next closest opportunity. This is the, let me go on the 4 hours on this one. Swiss franc against Chinese yen, Japanese yen, excuse me. I'm looking at this as a leading diagonal, okay, and we're very near its end as we speak. We are moving higher in a complex correction to take out wave 5, right? And we get signals on the MACD, signals that indicate that prices might start really finding resistance up here around the 115, 116 levels max, and then that is a very, very good opportunity to the downside. We're looking at 112, then 108, 106.60, and perhaps even a fresh low, okay? Because to me, all these corrections indicate that this pattern is going to end very soon, whether it is part of an impulse of a correction or whatever it is, because all these corrections are now coming to the final to its final destination. Dollar against Turkish lira. There's not much to say on this one, but the fact that we still have one move to the upside. Now, this is a leading move to the upside with correction to 3, and we're in the midst of correction 4. This is a clear wave A wave B, an attempt to 7 that failed, and I'm expecting our prices to move lower to take out wave 4. That can be anywhere down to 6.41, which is wave 1. That would still suggest that this move is going to remain being impulsive, and we're going to have another 5-wave move to the upside to take out wave 5 and end the cycle, and then we'll start looking for very, very good short opportunities. But until then, I am thinking that we're going to get another 5-wave move down here. The 50 Fibonacci makes a very good level as well. That's around 6.45, a bit higher than the 6.4. And in case though we move lower, then most likely this would turn into an ending diagonal pattern. Okay, so it's still possible to move lower over here, but it will be a little bit further down to just interact with this ascending trend line, and then we'll start shooting higher again. But short and medium term, I'm bearish. And dollar against the South African rand. Well, a similar pattern. However, here we finished the cycle. Okay, when did the cycle? This is 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm waiting for a wave 5 around the 61.8 Fibonacci retracement of this. Let's move to the upside for wave 5. This is at 16, around 16. Okay, once we get that, we are expecting a correction. Okay, and this correction can go up to wave 4 or even a little bit deeper up to the low of wave 1 at 1781. But here we expect then the continuation of the bearish trend, and we can literally go down near to the 13 levels or so once this is completed. But the short term is bearish again, in my opinion, and with the analysis that I'm providing at the moment, saying that after this test down here, we're expecting a correction and then a further continuation. Since we also get a good move to the upside here on the RSI, but we still see some space that the RSI has still some move to the downside, and that really validates or let's say supports the short-term decline. So thank you very much for watching, and I will speak again tomorrow.